Hello everybody, welcome to my Amnesia the Dark Descent hard mode playthrough. I did normal mode not too long ago, a full playthrough of it, about 7 parts I think. I'd like you to check that out if you can, but if you don't want to, that's fine. Amnesia the Dark Descent hard mode will just be one video altogether as a compilation of the close calls, the monster encounters, and anything interesting I might have to say. The reason I'm not doing a full playthrough like I did with normal mode is because, well, I just finished normal mode and there's virtually no difference. Hard mode does have... the monster encounters can be more intense, just because they can spot you much easier and they're a lot faster. But alongside that, the sanity, you could die any moment if you've been jump scared too much, but since I know where all the jump scares are, it was never a problem for me. And so it was simply just another normal mode playthrough and I didn't really have much to say. So I've just chopped it down to the essential moments. And still included the hard mode because, well, this is a 100% playthrough of Amnesia Dark Descent. It would be weird not to include the hard mode, right? Especially since there's an achievement for it. So that's why this is just in one video. Next time we will be doing Amnesia Justine, but before that I'm taking a break. I won't take too long because I absolutely love doing this, and to anyone that saw the whole Amnesia Dark Descent playthrough and hard mode, you have my deepest thanks. It means a lot to me, it really does. Even if you just watched some of it, or if you're new and you've just clicked on this hard mode video and you've got to this point, thank you for watching this much. I appreciate anyone's time, no matter how much time they put into it. Now, I won't take too long of a break, but I will still be taking a small break. But during that break I will be making a compilation of all the best moments, or my personal favourite moments from hard mode and normal mode. And after I've released that, that is when I will be working on Justine. I look forward to it very much. And again, I really do appreciate everyone's time. I had a lot of fun with normal mode and with hard mode too. It's been an incredible experience. I love Amnesia Dark Descent and I love going through it every single time. I believe that is all I have to say. Hello everybody and welcome back to Amnesia the Dark Descent, not Amnesia Justine like I was expecting. Because I forgot about one very important detail. Recently, well maybe not exactly recently, but not that long ago, they had uploaded or not uploaded, but published, I guess you could say, a new achievement. That being beat the game on hard mode, which is something new that they added to the game. Enemies will spot you more easily, tinderboxes and oil are harder to come by, autosave is disabled and saving your game costs tinderboxes. However, this is the real kicker, the humdinger, the absolute slap to the face. Losing your sanity will kill you. That's some cheese. And not just any cheese, that is Swiss cheese. Whatever cheese has a ton of holes in it. So we'll be doing this before Amnesia Justine. I'm looking forward to it. It should be very fun. And also very sweat-inducing. It was hard enough to not die on normal mode, let alone hard mode. It's also going to complicate things, because I usually try to get roughly an hour of recording, but since I need tinderboxes to save, it's going to be challenging to time all of that together. But that just adds to the difficulty, I suppose. And also thank you so much to anyone that watched my normal mode playthrough. That was a ton of fun, and I'm looking forward to having the same fun with hard mode. Obviously I'm not going to bother with collectibles or anything about like that. This is just about beating the difficulty. If I can click yes. Yep, already tinderbox is missing. Now, none of us can dawdle. It would be a very bad idea to do such a thing. Perfect! Absolutely gorgeous. We want less of that in our life. Getting jump scared will undoubtedly kill us. So you will have to go through it fast, but be wary of running into too many jump scares in a row, as it will cause Daniel to succumb to his madness. We need 4 tinderbox to save. A bit pricey if you ask me. I now understand, by the way, that these sounds aren't real. I mean, obviously they are real in the sense that Daniel hears them, but they aren't actually happening. I recognize those sounds as the tortured victims from the transept and choir, but basically just Daniel's torture victims. You can have fun in there. It's so weird still. To this day, I don't understand his familiarity towards these statues. I hope it's something that's, in the future games, I hope it's something that's expanded upon. Or maybe the answer has been in front of me this whole time. I'm leaving the doors open. What's wrong with me? I've changed. This one in particular is very interesting. I wonder how long Alexander's been using gatherers for. Probably a really long time. Long enough for them to be cemented in history as urban legends and myths from long ago. Which is really, really, really cool. That's one of my favorite notes in the games, just because it gives you like an outsider's perspective on the goings-on at Brennenburg Castle and Altstadt in general. It's just really cool to see an outsider peering into this strange and screwed up world. And I still don't know who the Toothless Foreman is. I guess he's just some guy, but the fact that they felt the need to let you know he was toothless just feels so weird. You know, if everybody that met Alexander just said, you know what, screw you, your ideas are horrible and you're a horrible person, none of these events would have happened, because Alexander relies a lot on people doing things for him. I really don't know whether these people were just simply killed or used to make more gatherers. Whatever the case though, they didn't have a good time. You know, ever since the ending of this game, I've been at a loss for words. This game, one of my favorite games of all time. I love the story in all of the Amnesia games. It's really something special. It's a contender to be my favorite horror game story of all time. He's doing the same thing as Daniel here, in my opinion. He's justifying himself in some way. It's a problem both Alexander and Daniel suffer from extensively. And as much as I kind of wish I knew more about Alexander and why he's done all of what he's done, I also really like that it's such a mystery. You never find out who he's gone to such lengths for, or exactly what he is, or the extent of how incredible the other world is. And I don't mind that. I mean, all you know of him through Daniel's perspective.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
That guy leaves pretty fast. It's interesting that Herbert just told him to go away. I feel like maybe Herbert knew he was targeted by the shadow and didn't want any of that brought to him when Herbert was so close to discovering what he wanted. However, Daniel's stone, for some reason, and to this day I don't know why, broke. No one else has gotten it. This makes Daniel even more weirder. No one's gotten that result from the orb before. Everyone else that's touched the orb just becomes a target, but the orb is fine. Daniel touches the orb, and he like gets spiritually whisked away to see all this amazing stuff. And then when he's awake again, the orb's broken. It's so weird. And maybe it's just one of the things that I'll never get an explanation, or maybe it's already been explained. I really don't know. It's quite harmless. You just have to remain on the boxes and you'll be okay. I'm thinking maybe I should have checked to see if that laudanum was still there. I need all of the laudanum I can get at this point. I'm concentrating really hard right now. For good reason, too. Right? I've got my wheel turning abilities on max. I made absolute sure that that it was big enough for me to crawl under, because I'm not about to risk anything in this. This, I believe, is a nightmare, not a real event. Oh, speaking of nightmare, I forgot about this. Wasn't ready. Genuinely upset. I don't know if this is the shadow. It sounds a little too fast to be the shadow. This is the water monster. Explains a lot. Why is the banging stopped? I'm really sorry, guys. The professionalness is lost whenever that happens. It is unbelievably terrifying. I lose sense of self when I get scared, legitimately. I go nutso. Still, we're in a peaceful place now. Now, we could just wait until the grunt goes away, but then I risk draining a lot of sanity, so we'll just grab it and get it over with. His bald head is going that way, but we'll make sure he's not going to suddenly turn the corner. I kid you not, I felt tears coming on there. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't scream. I was able to hold it in, but I did jerk forward a bit. This is clearly a very old note written by Agrippa. I don't know why Alexander just leaves these here. Or how they all managed to be left here in the first place. He's following me. He might break down the door. I have to mentally Oh no. Oh no. Think of good things. Bunnies. Juice. Blue skies. Winning. Not being in a dark castle with something growling directly in my right ear as it threatens to cancel an entire 30 minutes worth of work. The music's gone peaceful, but I know it's lying to me. Well, that wasn't so bad.
Someone's coming.
I'm well aware of that, Daniel. I still never will fully understand why Daniel did that. I don't know the full circumstances behind it. Obviously he took them from their home. The girl escaped, and so his decision from that was to hunt her down and then just stab her when he got to her. Daniel had huge issues. Has huge issues, I should say. But then he had even bigger issues. He was a straight up villain. He was a horrible person. Potentially still is, depending on what you do. Well, I was dumb. He came to say hi and then left almost as fast. I'm not gonna complain though. My heart just dropped faster than... well, I don't even know. I can't see Jack, and my heart is pounding. That gave me a fright. Oh. I need to stop playing in fast just to breathe. Goodness me, give me a break. Don't play these games. Just let me hide. Did he leave that fast? I hear him. You've got to be kidding me. Wait a minute, wasn't that actually in the hard mode description? I think this whole music thing tricking you is part of the hard mode description. Or something like that. Oh, good golly, what a fright that was. Dear me. I love how the second time Daniel forms the orb at the end of the game, he puts the tar in again, even though the tar is pointless and not needed. He still, like, needs the tar for some reason. I guess it just doesn't feel right without the tar.
Oh, thank God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
Oh my gosh, I thought that painting was a face. I thought the painting was a humongous face looking at me, and it scared me so much. This art was insanely long and very interesting, and also proved how dumb I was. Heliodromus and Hortus Conclusus, these things, the Bifuric, they're all real things, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they're biblical as well. But again, I don't know that for sure, don't quote me. You can look it up for yourself. I always find it interesting that he feels relief when he hears the screams of pain and stuff like that. It's very different to how Daniel responded. What I love about this note is, even if you look at this note as a separate story from Amnesia: Dark Descent, it's still fascinating and really interesting. And so cool. Mankind is not even wasted a breath. I think is it mankind has not even wasted a breath? That would make sense. I really still don't get what he's trying to say there. I don't know if I'm dumb or if that's just not said right. Like it's a typo or something. I still find it interesting that he wasn't allowed in the gate, but my best guess to that is because he was banished. And why I went in first to try and convince them to let Alexander in, but Alexander didn't see it that way or something. If you're wondering what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to summon that body that was there last time. But clearly I must have lost my mind, because nothing exists there. I must be going nuts, it's not spawning. Legitimately freaking out. I swear I saw a body there last time. This game really makes you feel like you're not all there. I absolutely adore that Daniel calls elevators ascending rooms. I mean, I'm sure elevators are very rare in these days. And so they probably weren't commonly named as such. So it makes sense that he calls them ascending rooms. It's just really funny. Daniel does have a strange innocence to him. I mean, I know he's quite young, but even with his youth in mind, he is surprisingly innocent. Even simply just a story of a man being chased by an unseen force. Even that alone is a great concept. But that's just, like, a subplot in the Amnesia mythos. There's so many fascinating, cool details about this game that I really, really love. And a lot of the concepts in this game can hold up as stories on their own. This sounds quite similar to the Brute, but not really. With the Brute, the cut starts from the top of the head down to the like the neck area. But with the Grunts, it's like a more horizontal cut leading to a long flap down the like the sternum area. So the victims here sound a lot like the Brutes for some reason. I wonder why. I half expected him to start running at me there. Well, that's not fair. I'm in the corner of this wall. Goodness me, am I about to die from sanity loss because of that? Because that's some cuckoo crazy uncoolness right there. That's a bit of madness. That's a bit silly. Goodness gracious me, that was completely unfair.
I'll never tell you!
You're just making things worse. Look, this is no place for a young girl all by herself. She could be hurt or worse. There's no telling what horrors await down there.
I still wonder what Daniel was talking about. He got these people for the sake of torture and killing. I very much doubt he was actually concerned. Okay, you're walking on thin air now. What the heck was that? That didn't happen last time, did it? Complete overreaction on my part. But as I was saying, I'm guessing Daniel tried to appear more friendly so that she would tell her where her daughter was, but that's... obviously she's not gonna tell. Oh, that's really, really interesting. So yeah, it was the wine that turned them into Gavras. Wilhelm's people and Wilhelm himself are Gavras. And it's the wine that turned them. I'm wondering if Alexander simply just spliced the wine with Vitae, and that's what created the Gavras. Either way, he put something in the drinks that turned them into those creatures. Well? Okay, where should I choose for a hiding place? I don't want to be boring, I want a more fun one. Like here. Well, that is if he even comes in. I don't think he feels like it. Yeah, he's chill. I'm not feeling much fear this time around for some reason. It's not like the threat's gone. I could die here, but... I don't know, I guess just when you're going through it the second time around, you're kind of numb to it at this point. I'm not gonna lie, I clean forgot about that. Oh my gosh, knock it off with these footsteps, it's actually freaking me out a bit. It's too safe feeling. I feel like something's about to go very horribly wrong. Why? Why? Things were going so well. Wait, hold on. I've screwed myself big time. No, no! It can't end like this. Just leave! Why? What are you supposed to do when he just doesn't leave? What are you supposed to do when he does this? Do I need to look this up online? What to do when Grunt won't leave you alone? Is it the box? He's never been this persistent before. Is it because I stop him from doing his routine check? Just go away. Picking up the box was the biggest mistake of my life. There isn't anything for you here, man. Just do your stupid check and go. I'm so glad I didn't hide over there. Dang. The key to this is confidence. And belief that he'll just leave me alone. He really isn't going, is he? Leave! Oh my goodness. This is a predicament and a half. Why? What's giving me away? Is it the floating box? They're not smart enough to put that together. Just go away, man. I'm not over there. This is repulsive. I should have hid in one of the classic spots. You can't beat the classics. I tried something new and I paid dearly for it. Please, just leave. How long do we have to do this song and dance for before you just go away? Do I have to look into a wall or something? This is ridiculous. Looking into a wall, can't see me. I mean, I know I'm in the light, but that shouldn't... As long as I'm not looking at him, I'm fine. Is it because I left the door wide open? He took it as an invitation to come in here and never leave. The music claims that he's gone away, but I can still hear his ugly, ugly growling. I think he actually left. So it was because I was looking at him with the box. Alright, top tip guys, don't look at the monsters with the box, it's a bad idea. I need some sanity rejuvenation after that, let me tell you. I thought that wall texture was the grunt and it scared me so bad. What is this rock doing here? This is ridiculous. Where am I even supposed to be going? Is it... It's not this way, is it? It's the other way, right? Ew! Is that the sound of the body spawning? That was disgusting. I wonder if Alexander sleeps. I wouldn't imagine he does. Considering he's an otherworldly being. That seems unaffected by most things, but it's also entirely possible that he sleeps. This is ridiculous! I'm sorry, I'll have to borrow this spot for a moment. Alright, I have a lot of explaining to do. I've drove myself in a really bad corner, but there's a reason for it. Alright. Planning mode. Ahead of me is a door, but also ahead of me in front of that door is a grunt. The grunt has hit me. I have 2 laudanum, only 2. I can risk getting hit once more, but then after that, no more getting hit. Plan. I jump off of the unfortunate corpse, and then past the grunt. After getting past the grunt, I slam the door behind me. After slamming the door behind me, I take laudanum, because undoubtedly, I will have been attacked by the grunt once more. And then after that, I make my escape. I run. I take a left immediately. Upon taking that left, I run wildly in the dark until I find the way out, use the acid, hammer and chipper, bing, bang, boom, safe. I'd say that that's a great plan. Thank you, me. You're right, that's an excellent plan. Excellent condition. Well, not anymore. It's the wrong one. Oh no. Oh no. Did he follow me? He followed me. What do I do? Absolutely nothing is what I do. I appear to be safe. Well, that was a fright and a half. Somehow I made it, only getting hit once. Or maybe twice. I got scared there for a second too, because when Daniel gets hit, he stops being able to run for a moment. Yes. Oh dear me! Bad news, the grunt heard me. Good news, lock's broken. I outsmarted you. They run really fast. Alright, in hard mode, they're also much faster. I have no idea how I escaped. That explains how I was able to stay on my tail for so long. There was a lot to unpack about that situation, so first I'm gonna defend myself. The reason I ran into that room and then cornered myself was because I thought the light from inside the room was the grunt coming out of the room. Okay, I haven't really defended myself very well there, I've just made myself sound crazy. but I swear that the light coming from that room was the grunt. Which makes me... I gotta be honest, it makes me ponder the question, why did I then run directly into that room? That makes... What was wrong with me? I thought the grunt was coming from that room, so I then ran into the room, got stuck in there, grunt followed me in. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter, I'm alive. Traveler's Locket, by the way, I forgot to mention it when we first played, but the Traveler's Locket is very important, and something you need to keep in mind for not the next game, but the game after that. I must have missed it back here. Did I set that chair up? I forgot if I set this up, I must have. I wish I'd stopped doing that, it scares me every time. So, I'm not gonna risk anything with the brute. I was planning on maybe just running straight past it to victory, but... I don't know. With my health where it is and the fact that it could kill you in one hit, I'm not risking it. Okay, I almost...
Who are you to question me?
I know, right, Daniel? Up top, my good man. It took its sweet time breaking that door down, let me tell you. That'll take its sweet time breaking this door down too. Actually, it's not even going to try and break this door down. It's too stupid to know that I'm in here. It's just going to walk right on out, not even bother with this room. I can hear it leaving. I was right. What a dummy. Yeah, the two arms here are completely the same.
Turn around this instant. You are carrying the shadow with you.
But I know that the grunt, as we can see here, this beautiful, horrible, grotesque thing, has one normal arm and one arm with a giant misshapen claw that it uses to attack you with. So I have no idea why this dead thing here has two normal arms. I don't understand. Going back now. I should be okay just hiding here. I want to know how Daniel has the time to write these notes as soon as they happen, and also while being hunted. It's a known fact that brutes and grunts don't open doors. Because this is the like 100th time that they've tried to scare me and not broken down a door. There's no way. In one hit! He broke the door down in one hit! I should be alright. Ah, yeah, I'm fine. They move so fast in this mode, it genuinely freaks me out. Also, having said that, these creatures seem able to survive against even the most harshest of viruses and infection, like this fungi infection. Seems to have killed some of them, yet this one's alive, so I'm not sure how that works. My best guess is Alexander gave these guys the antidote, or the grunts die to the disease, but the brutes don't, because they're better. I hate the sounds they make, it's genuinely freaky. When you're worried for your life, it's 100 times more freaky. Alright, I'm just gonna start running. I don't know why I blew a raspberry at the end of that. Just ignore that. You know what? This is going to probably be a compilation because I can't be bothered to show the entire game all over again on my channel. So, just future me that's editing this, don't include this in the video. I do wonder about... Obviously Agrippa was placed in that cage he's in long before Daniel. How did Daniel never see him? Daniel has been as far as the chancel before, and Agrippa's cage is right inside that, the entrance to the chancel. And of course, Daniel's had experience with the choir and the transept. He's been in all of those areas. So I don't know how he managed to miss Agrippa. Agrippa must have been hidden, or maybe in a different area. I really don't know. And here we are in Hell on Earth once again. I think I heard that behind me. Either way, I'm not going to go ahead until the music has stopped. But I'm pretty sure that was behind me. Oh wait, the music remains the same. How am I gonna tell when it's safe to move? The music is by far the worst thing that they could have changed in hard mode. The music is how you could tell whether or not you were safe to move in the normal mode, but now that you have this in hard mode, it's dang near impossible to tell. Like right now I'm moving, but I have no idea. This is exactly what I mean! I very easily could have died there if that thing saw me. Which it didn't, because it's blind. I think it's alright to move forward now. Oh, my heart dropped. Oh dear. I have no idea what to do in this scenario. Other than just stare in this corner and pray he goes away. We're approaching the end of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Hard mode is the last thing we have to do, so while we approach the end, I'd like to take the time to say that I've had a very good time with this, although replaying through hard mode has been kind of boring, because Amnesia: The Dark Descent is not really made for replay value, but nonetheless I've still had a good time. Especially at a few strong moments. I expected to have more to say while replaying it, to be honest. But nothing's really come to my mind. I feel like I got all my thoughts out pretty well in normal mode. However, articulating myself has never really been my strong suit. I've always had a decent bit of trouble with communication, but that's part of why I'm doing these videos. is it helps give me some practice in that area in a way that I love through sharing a main hobby of mine, that being video games. This game means a lot to me. I've spent a lot of my time on this game, especially on the custom stories, which I might make videos on, I'm not sure. Going through this game is strangely relaxing. There is definitely a serenity to it, despite the creepy atmosphere, but I don't know, the creepy atmosphere almost feels serenic on its own. That might just be me though. Like, for example, walking home through the park on a night is quite relaxing for me, especially if the sky's nice, but not everyone may think that. I find the unsettling atmosphere of this game to be very calming. I always have done.
You did it. Thank goodness. Now.
I wonder how Agrippa feels about that. Daniel just immediately goes over there and shoves the tonic down his throat. That's horrible. I'm amazed that I didn't die once or have to reset during the events of normal mode and hard mode. That is quite impressive on my part, I will admit. Especially since I've been so silly and reckless throughout this whole thing. I used to wonder what this is, but I believe it's the girl running from Daniel. Surely a horrid memory for him. It's what kicked off this whole thing. The only thing to worry about in hard mode would be how much easier it is for you to get spotted, and how much faster the monsters are. But even with that in mind, the AI is pretty easy to work around. They're not that smart. Alright, we need Tar, which this big metal oaf is guarding. I'm not sure if he's still there. I don't know why he wouldn't be, but I also don't know why he would be. I'm placing my bets now. He's not there. He's there. What do I do? I suppose I'll just turn back for now. I don't want to tangle with the metal muscle. Not right now. You can start it off, but you need adhesive to continue adding more. So we'll wait until Big Green and Ugly moves his way down to the entrance of this area. And just like that, he's gone. It's amazing how fast he gets out. I hear how that always injures me. I don't get it. And I hate that music. It always... Well, I love that music, but the music always makes me think that the creature's coming to check on me.
He is lying.
I'm not lying, it really does. Despite what Daniel said there. Something else I really love about this game is how it makes you feel like Daniel. The scares in this game, a lot of the scares depend on how low your sanity is, like corpses appearing and disappearing and whatnot. Really makes you question what's real and what isn't. In a sense, that's true. I mean, I guess it's exactly true, but Alexander isn't all to blame. Although he's a large part of why. He's the activation, not activation, that's a dumb way of saying it. He's the one that activated it all. I don't know how you would say it. Alexander lit the fire, but Daniel didn't put it out. I do wish I could have used the lantern more in this playthrough. The lantern's very iconic. Daniel's hand carrying the lantern is one of the most iconic things you'll ever see in video game history. And now that the portal is open, we can send Agrippa on his way and end hard mode, which will get us the achievement, of course. Though I already have it along with every other achievement, which is why you haven't been seeing it pop up.
No, you fool! You have ruined us!
There he is. Do you see him, Vaya? He deserves so much more. Please, help him. I know you can. Don't worry, Daniel. It will be all right.
And once more, that is the end of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I had less of a great time going through the game on hard mode. I briefly discussed this earlier, I think. I'm not too sure, but the going through it again a second time immediately, well, let's just say Amnesia: The Dark Descent isn't known for its replay value, but it is very... I would recommend taking a decent break and then going back to it in hard mode, because it does offer some new and interesting scenarios due to the fact that the monsters are much better at spotting you, and lantern oil and whatnot is harder to come by. Although it was very generous. I never really found myself lacking any items. Still, I did notice a substantial difficulty increase, especially with the monsters. So I totally recommend giving it a try, and no matter what, this game's story is always great to go through. But the gameplay, once you go through the second time immediately, the fear has worn off by that point. And you're essentially just walking through a dark, creaky castle, and it is... I suppose you could say it's very peaceful, but... it's a little boring as well, I will admit. Still, next time will be Amnesia Justine, which I'm very excited for. Because it's all new, you could kind of consider it Frictional Games' very own custom story. And it's a fantastic one as well. But before that, I will upload a small compilation just showing everything up to this point. Just all of the moments that I think are the best. Either way, I had a great time talking about this game, and as much as I wish I could articulate myself better on how I feel about the whole story, you get the point that I think it's fantastic. And there are a lot of unanswered mysteries in this game, but I really don't mind that. I feel like the mystery adds a lot of... well, obviously it adds a lot of intrigue to it, which makes you like it even more. Or at least it makes me like it even more. There are lots of lore videos online about this game, and I definitely recommend you check them out. They're all worth it. Going through the game again, the atmosphere is definitely what makes it so scary. The monsters are pretty stupid, easy to avoid, their threat is minimal. It's probably why I was able to do it without dying. To be honest, on hard mode, your biggest threat is your sanity. If you don't know how to time the when your screen flashes blue and it gives you sanity back, if you don't know how to time that, it can be quite difficult to keep your sanity high. And if you don't know where to avoid the jump scares, Daniel could easily just fall down and succumb to his madness, and that'd be the end of your run. The monsters are pretty easy to avoid so long as you find a dark corner far away from the monsters and just look into it and stay completely still, you're fine. But it's not so much the threat. It's not so much the threats that make this game so scary. It's without a doubt the atmosphere and also the unsettling lore that comes with it. It deals with some pretty heavy subjects, and Daniel is not exactly the most... he's a very complicated main character and one that I like very much. Still, that'll be the end for this playthrough, and thank everyone so much that stuck through to the end. It was a great time. I can't wait for Justine. I'll get to it as soon as I can. Bye for now.